Live from the Hub Studios in Atascadero, this is a Clarion Voice. This is Mark Sobowitz with the Clarion Voice on a sunny Tuesday morning. Thank goodness. At least we don't have the rain that has plagued us recently. Today, though, we're going to be interviewing Alesen, who is the founder and CEO of The Gatherings thrift store here in Atascadero. Alesen, thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. First of all, tell us a little bit about the beginnings of the gatherings, when it started, why it started.
Well, we're about ready to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. And it started just with an idea. I sat around for a couple of years after having raised my 3 children, twiddling my thumbs for a couple of years, and turns out I'm not a very good thumb twiddler, so I had to find something to do, and I always thrifted it growing up and raising my children. So I thought, well, what if I did a thrift store? And that was kind of different than your typical normal thrift store. And I had some ideas. I shared them with a good friend, and she said, "Oh, you have to do this." And I'm like, "Really? How do I start?" And she said, "Well, write up a business plan." And I said, "Business plan? What's a business plan?" And so one thing led to another. I learned what a business plan was. I spent about a year writing up that, and just went from there. And one thing led to another, and voila, we have a thrift store. And it's turned out to be something so much better and different than I ever dreamed of or imagined.
What makes the gatherings different as far as the thrift store is concerned?
Well, we give back to local charities with the profits. I wanted a shop that was truly a good shopping experience. Wanted it to be a light in the community in different ways, and we just have good, clean shop, good music, good smells. It doesn't smell like a thrift store, thankfully, and giving back to the community in different ways, not just monetarily to the charities that we give back to, but also we provide job training skills for folks to help them integrate back into society. We've given to Coats for Kids. We give into the local animal shelters. We get blankets and sheets and things like that. So just a myriad of different ways of giving back.
What organizations do you partner with here in the local area as far as your profits?
So we give back to Echo Homeless Shelter, the Tree of Life Crisis Pregnancy Center, the Lighthouse organization, which works with teens for drug and alcohol intervention and prevention and education. Mending the Soul, which works with folks who have been through trauma and abuse for healing, which is a fabulous program. Let's see, who else am I missing? The Joy Playground that has and is building a playground for special needs children, which is all inclusive as well. And was that all of them? I think that's all. But so we give back to those guys.
I see. Now, how much of the profits from the store go to these charities? How is that dispersed?
So when you make a purchase, you earn a button for every $5 that you spend, and you get to have a say where the profit from your purchase goes. We have little charity jars up front, and people get to choose where the profit from their purchase goes. But at the end of we do quarterly. At the end of the quarter, we take the total amount of profits, and that's after, we pay our bills. I do have employees, we do have rent, electricity, all that kind of stuff. So we pay our bills. Everything that's left over after that, we divide that amongst the total buttons that were put in the jars, which gives the buttons their value. And so far, we've had them valued at anywhere from 3 cents a button on up to 70 cents a button. And so then we take whatever is in that jar and times it by whatever the value of the button is, and then that much goes to the charity.
Are you looking for other charities to contribute to? We were talking earlier before we came on about the Templeton Hills Community Farm. You're about to engage with them as far as the profits?
Correct. We just put a charity jar up for them. Now, so far I've been talking about the Atascadero shop. We do have a sister shop in Paso Robles called Gatherings Emporium, and their charity jar is at the Emporium, and we have different charities that are more specific to Paso Robles, Templeton, up there. But so if you shop there, you have a choice of putting your button in the Templeton garden.
I see. How do you see your program expanding? What do you want to do? What's your goal as far as the thrift store?
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I'm happy with the way it is right now. I mean, it's way better than I ever dreamed of or imagined at the get-go. Um, but I'm a visionary, so I have big goals and big visions. I would love to see much more community involvement if possible, but that'll be a whole different conversation someday.
Do you reach out to the various charities, to sort of sell the thrift store and say, we'd like to partner with you to help you? Do you actually go out and do that with organizations?
Well, we're pretty set with the organizations that we want to benefit. I wanted to just commit to 6 at each shop, so that it didn't get spread too thin. Oh, I remember one that I forgot when I was mentioning them was the Printery Foundation,
Ah, okay.
as well. Um, but so I think we're pretty well set right now with the different charities that we give back to.
I see. What kind of items do you sell at the thrift store? What do you offer to people that may be different than other thrift stores?
I don't know that we offer anything different, as far as, I mean, we have at the Atascadero shop, we have the gamut: clothes, shoes, hats, purses, um, housewares, furniture. We call Mantown items, which is like tools, things like that,
Oh, I see.
books,
Okay.
toys. So we have quite the gamut at the thrift. What we do, the the team that we have is amazing. They're very passionate about what they do. They're hard workers, and we offer. We go through the items and essentially curate them so that what we put out is good quality, still at good thrift store prices.
Okay. Um, that brings up a subject about donations. Um, what kind of products, or is there any parameters as far as what you can take in and what you can't take in?
Yes, absolutely. And we actually have all that on the website under our donations tab. We have things that we really can't take, a list there. And then we also have a list of things that we're specifically looking for. Things like dressers is probably the number one
Really
thing that we look for. People come
interesting.
in looking dressers, bookshelves, end tables, nightstands, um, those types of things.
Okay, well, I noticed on the website that you're a green uh, store, as far as donations are concerned. So, does that enter into the products that you have as well? I mean, that you offer?
Not as far as the green. We are a certified green business, and what that means is the cleaning products that we use are natural, not toxic. We recycle as much as possible, that kind of thing.
I see. Okay. If a person wanted to volunteer, if they're interested, do they go to the website or can they come into the store to fill out an application, for example?
Yeah, absolutely. We love our volunteers, and the volunteers that we have love being a part. We have a great family. It's really important to me to have a real family feel with what we're doing there, and so it's a great place to spend your time. People need, meaningful, purposeful things to do with their time. And that's one of my goals and objectives, is to offer a place where people can land and do that. Um, so yes, absolutely. Come on in and fill out an application. It's just a simple, basic application for information. We can talk. We're real flexible. We can put you in wherever you want to be for however long you want to be.
Okay. So your location in Atascadero is 5663 El Camino Real, is that right?
5660. We
5660
like,
El
yeah,
Camino.
it's right across the street from Mr. Putter's Mini Golf.
Okay. And what are your hours during the week?
We are open at 10 and are currently open till 6. That changes when the time changes. We close a little earlier when it gets dark earlier. But
Okay. And so you're open 7 days a week, correct?
correct.
Okay. Sundays you're open from noon until 5 or something? Right?
Yes.
Okay. And the location in Paso Robles, you mentioned you have your sister's store. Where are they located?
We are on Park Street behind Boot Barn. Boot Barn's on Spring, and then if you go around the corner, we're back to back with Boot Barn.
I see.
Mhm.
Okay, very good. So if somebody wanted to get in contact with you about either donating or having a group, like an NCI affiliates or someone like that to volunteer, how would they go about doing that? Would they go through your website or
Sure, there's a page on the website. You could give us a call. You could just walk in, that kind of a thing.
and what is the phone number for the stores to do that?
It's 805-464-4483. The 4483 spells the word give, so that's easier to
Okay,
remember.
okay. And then in Paso Robles, how do they get in contact with you?
And we have the phone number there is 805-369-2599. Or just come on in the shop. And you know how sisters are different. Our sister shop is completely different than our Tascadero shop. We have a little different focus up there.
What would that be, the focus?
We have more, the clothing that we put up there is more boutique like, designer name brand, higher end. And then we also partner with local artisans to bring their handcrafted goodies. So we have some fabulous local artists up there.
Is that on a consignment basis or with the artisans?
Yeah, it's run a little differently than consignment, basically, but it's kind of the same idea.
Okay.
But yeah, they come
Okay.
in and they bring, and we have some really great local artists. We have a gal that runs a goat farm, and she makes goat milk soap, which is really wonderful.
Okay.
We have a gal who makes some goat milk lotion. I think we're just taking on a soy candle gal. We have a gal that does plants, and someone else who does sewing and crocheting. And so we have a variety of different, and jewelry gal makes jewelry.
Okay.
So,
On the website, it says with a twist.
yes.
What's the twist?
Well, the twist is all these things that I'm mentioning as far as being more locally community minded, and also helping people. We partner with different organizations to help people get integrated back into the society, such as Department of Rehab, Workability, which is through the high school, Eckert Workforce Program, um, different organizations like that.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, Allison, it was a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you for being with us. If you want to get in contact with Allison to volunteer or to go into the shop, you can call 805-464-4483 here in Atascadero, and they are at 5660 El Camino Real. And so we hope that you'll take the time to visit the store. And by the way, you might want to check the alleyway. There's a reason I say that. And if you check the alleyway, it may be a little bit torn up right now because of some construction that's going on, but it has a fantastic back alleyway, with all sorts of crafted stones and things like that. So before the construction gets any heavier, you might want to take a visit to the alleyway. But in any case, we certainly hope that you'll visit the gatherings in Atascadero, as well as the Gatherings Emporium in Paso Robles. And once again, Allison, thank you so much for being with us. And we certainly hope that you'll take the time to contact them and volunteer. So for A Clarion Voice, this is Mark Sobowitz. Thank you.